I'm going to share with you the problem that I had after being on keto for a couple of months. Every year I struggle with what is my New Year's resolution, and typically it has to do with losing weight. Well, this year was no different, so I got on keto January 2025, and in 4 months lost 34 pounds. And then something weird started happening. Stick around because I'm going to tell you all about it. So let me show you why I'm so excited right now. This is my scale. Okay, yes, I know some people don't like to weigh themselves. I'm not one of those people. I've struggled with my weight most of my life, and I need to weigh myself to stay on track. Now, if you're new here, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel, and while you're here, click the bell notification button. That way you won't miss any of my videos. Also, I want to let you know I have a blog. There is a link below in the description area where you can find the blog and the newsletter. And last but certainly not least, please make sure to check out my book. I would love to have you as a patient. It's called The Complete Guide to Keto for People Over 50. You will learn how to lose weight, keep the weight off, and thrive on keto. Again, there's a link down below. Now back to the show. Like I said, I turned 55 this year, and every year I try to figure out what is my New Year's resolution. What am I going to do to get healthier, lose weight, be more active, eat better? And this year was no different. I'm in a Facebook group called Ketogenic Diet for Weight Loss, and this past December someone posted that she was going to start her keto journey January 2025 and asked for some accountability buddies. And so I reached out my hand and said, hey, I could go for some accountability. So I did. And I even wrote down on paper the goal of losing 10 pounds by March. This is the thing that really worked for me. Well, January came and went, and I found myself being accountable to other women who were also trying to lose weight. And I gotta tell you, it felt good. It felt good to have a plan and be accountable to others. February, things were going well. I was feeling pretty good. And then March comes around and I was actually 8 pounds down. Not only that, but my energy was high. I slept better. My inflammation was down. I wasn't itchy anymore. I just felt good. So much so that I decided to extend my challenge another month. By the end of April, I was actually 34 pounds down. And then something strange started to happen. I was gaining weight. Not only that, but I was getting very discouraged, and I didn't understand why. In fact, I gained 7 pounds in a 21-day period. But let me tell you what else was happening. I was feeling great. I had energy. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't itchy anymore. I slept like a baby. All these wonderful benefits that come along with being on a ketogenic diet were still here. Well, I continued on. But then I plateaued again and gained another 4 pounds. By now, I was desperate. I didn't understand why I wasn't losing weight. I couldn't understand how come I was gaining weight when I was doing everything right. I wasn't cheating. I wasn't having sugar. I wasn't eating carbs. I wasn't drinking my calories. I was still very active. I was lifting weights 3 days a week and doing cardio on alternate days. Something was clearly not working. I was frustrated, discouraged, and angry. Okay, let me pause for a second. I want to ask you something. Have you ever been on a diet or tried to lose weight and start exercising and you do everything right and nothing happens? Did you give up? I did. I mean, honestly, I got back on the scale yesterday and I realized I was 37 pounds down from where I was in January. So technically I shouldn't have been complaining, but I was frustrated because I wanted to reach my goal weight. Well, this is what I learned. First of all, the scale doesn't move every day. In fact, it might take weeks or months. The most important thing is that you feel good about yourself, that you're feeling healthy. Remember, weight loss is not linear. As a matter of fact, it looks more like this. Your weight will fluctuate up and down. And when you see it go up, sometimes it will go down and then back up. And then it'll go down and then back up. And it just kind of stays in a pattern until you finally reach your goal weight. It's really frustrating because you look at it every day and you think, come on, move. But it doesn't always work that way. The second thing that I learned is that I stopped paying attention to my hunger cues. When I first started keto, I ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. After a while, I realized that wasn't really working. So then I started counting carbs. Then I started paying attention to what was making me hungry and what was not making me hungry. And then something interesting happened. I stopped getting hungry. I would go all day without thinking about food. That's a good thing, right? Well, yes, until it's not. Because what happened was, I started skipping meals. Yes, I did. I would go all day. I'd have breakfast and then I wouldn't eat until dinner time. That's probably 14 hours without eating. And I thought, wow, I'm really disciplined. But I wasn't paying attention to what my body was telling me. It was telling me it was hungry. And instead, I pushed through and I just figured it would get better. Instead, I started feeling faint. And that is when I knew I needed to make a change. Well, guess what? I'm not alone. A lot of people go through this. And the solution is simple. Eat when you're hungry. Just pay attention to your hunger cues. That's it. The third thing that I learned is that I focus too much on the number on the scale. I think that we get so caught up in losing weight and getting to our goal weight that we forget what the goal really is. When I first started this journey, it was because I wanted to feel better. I wanted to feel healthier. I didn't want to be itchy anymore. I didn't want to have brain fog. I wanted to be able to run and play with my son. I wanted to have more energy. Those were my goals. Somewhere along the road, I got sidetracked and I started focusing on the number on the scale. And as soon as I saw it fluctuate or go up, I started getting discouraged. But the focus should be on how do you feel? Are you sleeping better? Do you have more energy? Are you less itchy? Is your joint pain gone? Does your blood pressure need medication? Has your cholesterol improved? These are the things that you should be focusing on. Yes, it's nice to lose weight, but it's more important to feel good. The fourth thing that I learned is that sometimes your body needs a reset. I don't know about you, but I started this ketogenic journey in January. Well, January, February, and March, I was eating lots of fatty meats, butter, cheese, avocados, nuts. And then something interesting happened. Spring comes around and all the fresh fruits and vegetables were available again, and I decided to load up on them. And do you know what? I felt even better. I had all these extra vegetables in my diet: berries, salad, cucumbers, tomatoes, asparagus, Brussels sprouts. And I found that my constipation, which had been an issue for years, cleared up completely. Constipation was one of the reasons that I took a laxative every single day. No joke. That's how backed up I was. Well, now I go once a day and it's like clockwork. I don't even need a laxative. So what's the moral of the story? Try new things. Keep challenging yourself. Don't get stuck in a rut. Add variety to your diet. Keto is a lifestyle, and it should be enjoyed. And enjoy it you will. If you stick around here long enough, I promise to see you next time.